While the Meg might be a thing of science fiction, I've personally always been a bit leery of sharks. Oh, and before I forget, let me know in the comments if anyone else is super excited for the sequel coming out later this year. Sure, the old saying might be that sharks will avoid me unless there's blood, and yeah, more folks might meet the end of their lives from falling coconuts compared to sharks. And after doing research for today, I'm both glad that these massive beings no longer exist, and a little more iffy about venturing into the ocean than before. My name is Alexa, and welcome to the top 5 real megalodon evidence found throughout history, where I'll be sharing notable discoveries and realizations made about these beings over time. Kicking off this list in 5th place, we have the crappiest entry on the list, scientifically known as coprolite. The word coprolite originates from a combination of the Greek words kopros, which means dung, and lithos, meaning rock, with this type of fossils being amongst some of the oldest collected throughout history to gain knowledge of species that came before us humans. The specimens that have been found to date from megalodons are spiral-shaped, indicating that the shark's lower intestines would have been in the shape of a corkscrew, with a spiral external valve similar to lamniform sharks. One specific example found in Beaufort County, South Carolina, measured at least 5 inches in length. And hey, if you're looking for a unique paperweight, you can buy one of your very own in an online auction for under $100. In 4th place, we have the Panama Nurseries. Discovered in 2010 and believed to be 10 million years old, this finding led to the first thorough study of the youngest in the species. Fossil evidence from the area suggests that millions of years ago, the region had shallow shorelines, warm water, and flourishing marine life, which would have made it a perfect place for baby sharks to thrive. Lead author on the project, Catalina Pimiento, has been quoted as stating that scientists were able to interpret the ancient protection strategies used specifically on the fossil record in the area. This discovery was solidified based on an analysis done on a collection of 25 megalodon teeth, which were discovered in the same area that were deemed to be too small to belong to fully grown members of the species. Nurseries would provide a safe haven for the baby sharks to grow, shield them from predators, and protect them as they learn to hunt. This practice was not exclusive to the megalodon species, with modern-day shark breeds such as cat sharks and great whites adopting similar ways of raising their young. The nurseries would typically be found in warm, shallow waters, such as coral reefs and mangroves, places that could offer an abundance of food. This discovery also offers a newer theory as to how the species went extinct over 3 million years ago. With the knowledge that megalodons thrived in warmer temperatures, as the climate began to cool around 5 million years ago, it would have reduced the availability of suitable nurseries for the sharks to raise their young. Without good nurseries, baby sharks wouldn't have survived, which may have helped drive the species to extinction. As of 2023, 5 potential nurseries have been discovered, being in the Atlantic, Caribbean, and Pacific basins, with fossils discovered ranging from 3 to 16 million years ago. Coming in 3rd place, I'd like to discuss what science has been able to establish based off of what we know from other sharks. It's believed that megalodons were a robust-looking shark and would have had a similar build to the great white shark. The jaws would have been more blunt and wider than the great white. The fins would have also been similar in shape, but much thicker due to their size. Its chondrocranium, or cartilage-based skull, would have had a blockier and more robust appearance than that of the great white. It would have had a pig-eyed appearance with smaller, deep-set eyes. The tail fin would have been crescent-shaped with a small anal fin and second dorsal fin, and there would have been a caudal keel present on either side of the tail fin for stability. Megalodon were officially the largest macro-predatory shark that ever lived, reaching upwards of 67 feet in length. In 2020, a 2D model of a roughly 52-foot long megalodon was built to break down the specific measurements of the shark. They would have had a 15.3 feet long head, gill slits that were 4 foot 8 inches long, a 5'4" dorsal fin, 10 foot long pectoral fins, and a 12 foot 8 inch tail fin. In 2022, a 3D model with the same basis as the 2020 study was built, resulting in a body mass estimate of 61.56 metric tons. At this size, they would have needed to consume 98,175 calories per day, 20 times more than what an adult great white male requires. For comparison's sakes, human adults only need around 2,000 calories per day, so imagine the entire population of a town of about 50,000 people being swallowed whole each day. Adult males would have had a body mass of 12.6 to 33.9 metric tons, and mature females would have been around 27.4 to 59.4 metric tons. As with all sharks, their skeletons were made of cartilage rather than bone. Ergo, most fossil specimens are poorly preserved, and that's if they're able to be recovered at all. To support their extremely large teeth, the jaws of the megalodon would have been more massive, stouter, and overall more strongly developed than those of the great white. It's believed that the largest of the species had jaws spanning roughly 6.6 feet across, and scientists have said that they would have been able to open their mouths to a 75-degree angle. With fossils having been discovered around the globe, it's believed that they could tolerate temperatures between 1 to 24 degrees Celsius. Funny enough, same as most of my friends. megalodons. They inhabited a wide range of marine environments, from shallow coastal waters to areas of coastal upwelling, swampy coastal lagoons, sandy littorals, and offshore deep water environments, along with exhibiting a transient lifestyle. The massive size of megalodons, combined with high-speed swimming capacity and powerful jaws, made them an apex predator capable of consuming a broad spectrum of animals, and one of the most impressive predators to ever exist. A study focusing on calcium isotopes of extinct and extant elasmobranch sharks and rays revealed that megalodons were above even the great white shark in the food chain. Fossil evidence indicates that they preyed upon many species, such as dolphins, small whales, shark-toothed dolphins, sperm whales, bowhead whales, seals, sea turtles, and more. Megalodons were an opportunist and prehistoric, and would likely have gone after smaller fish and other sharks, with many whale bones having been found with deep gashes likely made by their teeth. Over 75 various excavations have revealed megalodon teeth lying close to the chewed remains of whales and often in direct association with them. In second place, we have some rarer finds, actual vertebrae. The most notable example is a partially preserved vertebral column of a single specimen, excavated in the Antwerp Basin in Belgium back in 1926. It's made up of 150 vertebral centra, with the centra ranging from 2.2 to 6 inches in diameter. The shark's vertebrae may have gotten much bigger, and scrutiny of the specimen revealed that it had a higher vertebral count than specimens of any known shark, possibly over 200 centra, only the great white approaching it in count. Matthew Bonin, professor of biology at Stockton University, was a co-author on a paper detailing one megalodon shark's story and its dark secret revealing how it grew to be so large before birth. Bonin read the CT scans of 3 of the fossil vertebrae from this grouping, believing this megalodon to have passed 15 million years ago. The story they told was that the shark likely ate a sibling while still in its mother's uterus. It was born at 2 meters long, lived 46 years, and reached a maximum length of around 30 feet. Another partially preserved vertebral column of a megalodon was excavated from the Gram Formation in Denmark in 1983 and is made up of 20 vertebral centra, with the centra ranging from 4 to 9 inches in diameter. Shark vertebrae are made up of calcified cartilage, which is not the rubbery cartilage at the end of your nose or in your ears, but instead a special type of cartilage that has minerals in it, so it's more likely to be preserved, which is why they were able to be fossilized. In our first place, the moment you've all been waiting for, the teeth. Seeing as the literal definition of megalodon is big tooth, how could that be anywhere on this list other than the #1 spot? Megalodons had 4 kinds of teeth in their jaws: anterior, intermediate, lateral, and posterior. Their front teeth are fairly symmetrical and do not point mesially, so the side of the tooth towards the midline of the jaws where the left and right jaws meet. Diagnostic characteristics of the teeth include a triangular shape, powerful structure, large size, fine serrations, a lack of lateral denticles, and a visible V-shaped neck, which is where the root would meet the crown, with the teeth meeting the jaw at a steep angle, similar once again to, you guessed it, the great white shark. The tooth was anchored by connective tissue fibers, and the roughness of the base would have added to mechanical strength. The lingual side of the tooth, which would have faced the tongue, was convex, and the other side of that tooth, known as the labial side, was slightly convex or flat. The anterior teeth were almost perpendicular to the jaw and symmetrical, whereas the posterior teeth were slanted and asymmetrical. Megalodon teeth can measure over several inches in slant height, so diagonal length, and are the largest of any known shark species, reminding us once again that they were the largest of all macropredatory sharks. In 1989, a nearly complete set of megalodon teeth were discovered in Saitama, Japan. Another nearly complete associated megalodon dentition was excavated from the Yorktown formations in the United States and served as the basis of a jaw reconstruction of a megalodon at the National Museum of Natural History. Based on these discoveries, an artificial dental formula was put together in 1996 to help with building recreations and estimating the overall size of these massive beings. I'd quote it here, but I promise y'all don't want me repeating mathematical equations I don't understand. Just ask my high school math teachers if you don't believe me. They had over 250 teeth in their jaws, which were spread out over 5 rows. A single row is estimated to have been made up of 46 front teeth. A single row is estimated to have been made up of 46 front row teeth, 24 in the upper jaw, and 22 in the lower jaw. The reason so many teeth have been recovered is because, like all sharks, they would replace their teeth as they grew or as the teeth became worn or damaged. New teeth are continually grown in a groove in the shark's mouth, and the skin acts as a conveyor belt to move the teeth forward into new positions. Younger sharks replace their teeth more often than older ones, similar to most other beings. We don't have exact data on the rate teeth would have been replaced just yet. We can safely assume that an adult megalodon would have shed thousands of teeth in its lifetime. The teeth were also serrated, which would have improved efficiency in cutting through flesh or bone. Megalodon teeth are the most common fossil found from the species and can be easily acquired for your personal collection. Prices range from $12 to over several $1,000s in online auctions. And that's the end of our list. While I admit I wasn't an expert before researching them, I now understand why some of my friends collect shark teeth. Like tree trunks, there's a lot of history we can learn from them. Let me know if you're a mega aficionado in the comments below, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell for more from us here at Top Scary 5 Videos. Well, the great start. Well, the